Welcome, everybody. I'm ecstatic to be here tonight. I know Shirley gave you a little bit of my background. Yeah, I was a lawyer by profession, in fact, vice president, general counsel of a publicly traded company. So, why does somebody venture from that into the nutrition field? Well, my whole story had to do more with my dad's health, and he saw such a transformation back in the 1990s. I felt led that this was a calling on my life to go out and help other people. And I can tell you, I've never looked back. So tonight we're going to talk about a special new project with a company I've been with now for over 30 years. And that company is Manitech. And let's get the slideshow going. A little help from my friend, right? So who is Manitech? And Manitech has been around for that same period of time. In fact, I joined them pretty recent, right after they were first formulated, because I got excited about one of the sciences back behind their products. It's all backed by science research. They have patented exclusive products, which is very critical to me as a lawyer. I don't want to just try anything that's not proven. And patents show that you have to prove it. And incredible stability and track record over 30 years. They also are in now 43 different countries, which is a joy to me because the outreach is phenomenal. You can be building businesses all around the world. So it's not just about here in the US. So highly recognized. So what if your body, let's start at the basics. What if your body was holding you back and you didn't even know? And most people, they talk about reduced energy, impossible, right? Because I have more energy than the average 5-year-old. So energy, focus, weight, hormones, all these kind of dysfunctions that can occur. And they really are signals to us that something more is going on. So how many can raise their hand and say, I have some of that action and I don't know what's triggering it. And that's the important thing for us to do the discovery. What is causing that to happen? And most of our wellness efforts fail. Why? Because people jump from one thing to another. There are 1,001 different diets out there today, and the majority of them are not going to support you reaching your optimal health. And supplements without foundation everywhere. You want to make sure you're with a company that has total science behind what they're doing, established science. So people try harder instead of resetting smarter, right? We just keep trying and trying something new, something new. How many of you have been through that like roller coaster? You keep getting on it and it keeps getting back to the same place you just left. We want to get off that roller coaster. And tonight we're talking about the liver and why it's so critical, because it actually is your body's command center. So, what have you already tried that did not give you lasting results? Make a little list of that so you can actually acknowledge it, because until you acknowledge things hadn't worked for you, it's hard for you to really desire to do something different. So, I'm suggesting look at what hasn't worked for you so you can make a better move. Your liver is a phenomenal organ and it controls more than you think. All of these things, hormones, fat metabolism, detox pathways, energy, mood, and clarity. I know there are a bunch of women in the room right now going, that would be great for my husband. Thank goodness it's a female speaker. For you guys, I know you're probably saying, I need that from my wife. We all can look at that direction. But truly, the liver has incredible power in the human body, and people don't understand all the repercussions when that liver is not functioning at its highest and best value. And all of these can get out of whack in your system. So it's 500 different vital functions that your liver's responsible for. So think about that. It is the detoxing organ of the body. It detoxes your entire body. So if it's not functioning right, there's so many things that can malfunction in your human body. So if your body could truly reset one system first, which in turn makes virtually everything else work better, what would that be valuable to you? Well, then you're in the right place tonight because we're going to talk about this. This is not about a diet. This is about a reset. It's all about your body functioning better, right? You want to have your body function at its highest and best value. And that's why I'm so excited to be here. I love to share with people because, if you can get to 71 and never have been on a prescription drug and still running circles around everybody, including grandchildren, everybody else in your life, that tells you your body is functioning at a very high level. This this whole program is not about extremes, no pressure, just a great place for you to get started, right? There are two ways we can do this. The 5-day reboot is the simplest, the first kickoff start for those who kind of just are looking for a restart or they want to put their toe in the water. Some of you aren't willing to jump in, but you might put your toe in the water. So, or if you're a skeptic, okay, then you may want to do that as well because you don't quite believe something can be that good in 21 days. So you're saying, okay, maybe I'll try a little test run at this. And what people are experiencing just with this 5-day reboot is reduced bloating, 5 pounds to 10 pounds released in 5 days, noticeable energy boost that occurs, and a confidence to keep going. So if you could feel noticeably better in just 5 days, would that be worth a try? Very reasonable pricing too, $140.97. So anyone can do this. And that's our reboot program. Greater clarity, greater energy, greater momentum. But if you're looking for something that's more major, that's really going to make a difference in your liver, you want to do the 21-day liver reset. And, when I first saw this, I was like, I'm totally healthy on no prescription drugs. Why would I do this? Well, because I jumped in to really understand the critical importance of my liver first, not knowing that it was the number one organ in the body that detoxes the entire human body. So just think about how many toxins end up getting stored in that liver. And the idea of making sure I'm living that optimal health at my stage of life and wanting to continue to be on no prescription drugs and being incredibly healthy, I thought I better take care of that liver. Weight resistance, hormonal imbalance, persistent fatigue, feeling overloaded, plateaued, toxic loads. I, I hear these complaints every day of my life in this field. People talk about these things going on in their life. So this is what's causing your body not to respond to so many other things you might be trying because that liver is not operating efficiently. So, what makes the 21-day liver reset different? I mean, there are plenty of liver programs out there that you can research and find. Well, number one is the what's called glycan therapy. And this is what attracted me to Manitech in the first place was understanding glycans, those simple monosaccharides on every single cell surface in your entire body, and how critical they are for cell-to-cell communication. So how do you reset a liver if the cells aren't talking to each other? Right? So, and when people ask me, Mary Jo, how can you be 71 and totally healthy? I have to start with the glycans, right? I've been on these since the 1990s, 94, 95. So when I started, and I feel phenomenal and operate at a level, I think there's no difference between what I look like 30 years ago than where I am today. Does that make sense? I feel just as energetic and everything else. Glycan therapy. And you need that cell to cell communication to effectively help the body heal itself. And the community support in this liver reset is phenomenal. You have professionals who've been doing liver detox programs, different kinds of ones over the last 30, 40 years, and you're getting to hear from all the experts that help put this program together. So it's not just about looking at the symptoms, it's about looking at the root cause. What is the root cause of the problems we have in our liver? It's very structured. The food and supplementation and guidance is all there. And of course, we always look for something that's going to prove sustainable results, right? So the question for you is, what would change for you if your body finally really started responding to you again? Ask that question. Here's the big difference, the glycan advantage. I just talked about that earlier. It's about these glycan structures that are made up of simple saccharides that come from plants all around the world. And every single one of these glycans are responsible for cellular communication. It's how our bodies talk to each other, right? So it's your body's communication code. So if your cells can't communicate properly, guess what? It's hard to coordinate with each other. It's hard to cleanse. It's hard to repair. You're not signaling properly to have all of that take place. Our body's incredibly intelligent, but if it can't communicate properly, we can't sit back and expect it to operate at its highest and best level. So, and that applies to the liver reset as well. You want to make sure that that liver is working at its optimal level. And that is done by proper cellular communication to heal, cure, mitigate. You have those kind of impacts on what's going wrong in the human body. So let's talk more about glycans again. On the outside of every single one of our cells, you've got these little glycan structures that are basically communicating, nourish me, repair me, destroy me, protect me, regulate me. And that's critical that all of that communication takes place properly. In fact, this whole science of glycobiology was the basis of the 2022 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, highlighting the importance of glycans. Most people think sugars, how can sugars be important? I've been taught all my life sugars are just, the epitome of death, right? It's kind of like I'm just going to get fat and it's going to destroy my life and I'll get diabetes. And they talk all these. No, that's bad sugars. Let's look at healthy sugars, which is what God created our body to have. And that's a basis core for cell to cell communication. So, what do people notice first? Common feedback from being on a liver cleanse. My middle is shrinking. I'm not even hungry. My energy's back. My joint discomfort is gone. I didn't know I could feel like this. And as an advocate, wellness advocate out there, helping people get started on this is the kind of feedback I dream of every day. And I'm getting it virtually every day from people who jump on this liver reset program. So, which of these kind of concepts do you think would make the biggest impact in your life right now? I don't know where you are, but I know these are critical concepts for us to living our highest and best lives. And that's my goal for every person I meet. And here's just some quotes from people who have been through the liver detox. After the 21-day liver detox, my skin tone is more even. I sleep better and even lost 5 centimeters from my waist. Plus, I proved to myself I can live with less coffee, wine, and sugar by choice. Notice by choice. My mood, specifically anger, was released. I feel happier in control, and my husband's back pain is gone too. And I bet her husband is smiling more often because her anger is gone. How about you? Hands up for that one, man. Okay, his 21 days, 30 pounds goal to reached a day early. Isn't this fun? 30 pounds. I can't even begin to describe how incredible the 21-day liver set journey has been. Energy up again, focus sharp. My body feels alive again. How many of us feel sluggish, especially as we get older? We get into that middle age crisis and the stomach starts growing bigger than it's ever seen before, right? And we don't even know how to stop it. The pounds are just like melting off. And it's really the liver that's helping you process your foods at a higher and best level that allows you to do these things. Here's another quote. Just after 21 days, I've lost 6 pounds. Haven't weighed that since high school. I'm no longer having night sweats, having solid night's sleep, incredible energy, even though I'm not drinking coffee. I can't believe how fast this works, and I'm on a mission to tell everyone. Well, in my own personal, I love this quote because my own personal experience was I lost so much weight that, first of all, the CEO of Manitech, the company that's putting out these products, he told me, you can't lose another pound. And I actually got back, I'm 71 years old, and I got back to the weight I was my senior year in high school. And I'm not on a diet. Remember, this is a liver cleanse. So what truly is happening is my liver has increased its capacity to do what it was created to do. I'm burning fat more effectively and efficiently, and it's actually getting rid of some of the fat. I don't know, I can describe some of my stuff like, I had chubby fat like between my legs, when I'd walk sometimes and they'd rub together. They don't even touch anymore. I mean, these kind of things that you go, but that's just part of getting old. Forget it. Don't use that as an excuse. It's not about getting old. I'm on a 21-day liver reset. Another great quote. My sugar cravings have disappeared, lost 13 and a half pounds, 10 inches, never had trouble sleeping, but experiencing deeper sleep. So even if you hadn't had sleep problems, a deeper sleep and a sense of calm that people had lost, making it easier to deal with stress. And we know how stress is destroying so many people's lives today. And if it's not destroying your life, again, people get on all sorts of, pharmaceutical drugs to reduce that stress. Why not do it naturally? Let's give the body a chance to release that stress on its own. So all these things, blemishes on face cleared up, fun, fun, fun. And we never realized it's from our liver. So here's just some pictures that you can see, people before and after shots. You can see incredible transformation. This is a 21-day program. Yeah. And my assistant lost, Lydia, was that how many pounds the first time? She went through the liver cleanse. 31 pounds she lost in 21 days. healthy. This is healthy. What you're doing is getting rid of all that excess fat we're carrying in funky places.
21 day, 21 pounds, 6 days.
And she decided 2 months later, she says, I want to do it again because she still was a little overweight. And she's now lost 21 pounds in the first 6 days of her second liver cleanse. So this is something you can repeat and or do there's another program that's a 5 day you can do as well to help stay on that path. So great stories. Look at all the before and afters, all these people seeing incredible transformations. I don't know. I mean, I look at this and I go, these people look like they're all on a diet, but they're not. They're on a liver cleanse, right? You're just taking certain foods out of your body. Why? Because you want to give your liver a rest and you want to be on a mono diet. So some of those things you're taking out of your diet are things that all they did was basically add fat to the human body, as you'll find out when you get on that protocol. The other thing they're seeing is all sorts of cleansing on their skin and hair regrowing. These are before after shots of a lot of people that had tremendous success and things that they never expected that happened to them in the cleanse as well. So beyond that, what a world of vitality exists when your body's core is strong. Guess what? The body finally can use what you give it. So these are just more testimonials and differences in people brain and cognitive focus, memory, clarity back, cholesterol, blood sugar, weight balance, all getting back normalized, joint, bone and mobility, immune defense, becoming more resilient, and of course, collagen, elasticity, cellular renewal, all of that. So your face, I mean, somebody the other day said to me, Mary Jo, you actually look like 5, 10 years younger. And I said, they already told me I couldn't possibly be 71. And now they're trying to put me in the 50s. Okay. That's fun for me. Energy and performance, stamina, all that endurance. So this is incredible cellular health. It's architecture that delivers lasting vitality to you. So if you, again, go back to fixing the foundation, then guess what happens? The entire system comes alive. So here's the part no one expects. Again, most people come for their health and then discover something bigger. They're already sharing their results, their clarity, their confidence. I mean, I've seen people that, I mean, it's almost like they developed a new personality. Does that make some sense? They used to be quiet and shy, and now they're out there like really talking it up and really loving life. So people start asking, what are you doing? So what if your results could pay you back? And that's another great aspect of this program. You're not really selling, you're just sharing your own personal experience. You go through the liver reset, liver cleanse, you're plugging into a system, right? Where people notice. And if you just help people and introduce them to this, how would an additional income stream be for you? I think most people are looking for this today, right? So let's look at the two opportunities here. The liver reset is the one I've been talking about mostly. That's your program that you have. It's a 21-day program and it's terrific. They give you step by step what to do. And if you go out there and you market it to other people, it's $399.99 and you have a commission rate of 30%. So if you just get a couple friends to do it with you, and what happens? You're getting $120. If you just get one friend, all of a sudden your reset only costs $279. If you get to 5 friends to do it, now you're actually making money. You're making almost $600 and you only paid $399 to get it started. But I don't want you to think about it from selling. I want you to think about it as I do. I love contributing to other people's lives. And that's what this liver reset has allowed me to do. I have started so many people on it, and they are so ecstatic. They just come back and thank me over and over again. The money to me is meaningless compared to just making that contribution to people's life. Now, I talked about the smaller program, which is the 5 day reboot. The price there is $140.97. And again, same commission rate. So if somebody doesn't want to stretch into the $399.99, which I suggest they jump in and do, start them with the 5 day reboot, right? And Manatech, again, pays you a 30% commission on all of those. So become a part of our team. So again, recognize tonight what we're talking about is not just another side hustle, right? the key differences here, this is a huge opportunity. Absolutely. I've been associated with Manatech after seeing miracle differences in my family's life back in the 1990s. And people ask, well, Mary Jo, what about you? What difference did you see? And I said, well, in the 1990s, I was on zero prescription drugs and running circles around everybody. 30 years later, now in my 70s, I'm on zero prescription drugs and running circles around everybody. There's something incredibly invaluable to staying as healthy as possible for as long as possible. And that's what I love to share with people because I believe we have more control over our health than a lot of us care to take responsibility for. And this Manatech's products, the glyconutrients and programs are just so incredible to help my body be its best. Right. And of course, it takes healthy eating. If you want to eat at McDonald's every day, that's your choice. And my first advice to you, if I were coaching you, I would go, let's try to give that habit up. Right. And so, what would actually, but the extra income that it provides is what is so invaluable too, because even if it's not that important to you, because a lot of us, it doesn't matter to me if I made extra money or not, but having that extra money has allowed me to make massive more charitable contributions, sit on a number of charitable boards that allow me to contribute on a monthly basis to them. So even if you're not just looking for cash for yourself or extra income for your own lifestyle, think of the changes you can make in the world with that extra cash. I know each one of us gets hit every week, every month, every, few times a year with charities that we'd love to support. And that's another beautiful thing about this company, Manatech. They have their own charity where every single time you buy products, you're helping support children in need around the world. So you're making a contribution without making a contribution because part of what the money that you're buying these products with, part of that goes to a charitable foundation helping children around in need around the world. So this is for you if you want better health, if you want leverage, not burnout, you want community, you want alignment, you want growth personally and financially. I call it, that community aspect is the biggest for me because some of my absolute best friends in the world are in Manatech with me. I mean, it's just incredible how we've grown to know and love each other and support each other in many, many ways. So I don't know what's more important to you right now. That's up to you to make that decision. But is it improving your health or improving your income? Most times when I ask that question, people look at me and said, Mary Jo, it's both. Yeah. Well, now you have an answer for both. So what's your next step? It's simple. You have two entry points as I discussed tonight. One is start with the 5-day reboot. And that's a simple way to just get started, get a taste test if that's what you want to do. But I love the concept of starting with that 21-day liver reset because I've seen so many phenomenal changes in people's life and they just come back and just thank me over and over and over again. But you make that decision for yourself. I want you to get back to the person that invited you and talk with them about it. They'll give you more information about these options and answer your questions. So understand that this is not just a program out there. This is truly a reset in your life. You don't have to change everything. You just have to start somewhere. And sometimes one reset changes everything. So can't wait to see you and hear about your results. So again, get back to the person who invited you and thanks for being here tonight.